TomoNews presents Exotic Cars.
Rich douche crashes Ferrari into highway wall in Dubai. Rich douchebags filming themselves drive their obscenely expensive supercars usually make for extremely boring videos. But not this one. The Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, it has a 6.3-liter, 731 horsepower engine, and a price tag of $320,000. This speed racer from Dubai thought it would be a good idea to take it out on the highway for an illegal drag race. The footage was filmed by the douche's friend, who apparently is driving an AMS Alpha GTR. The video starts out with the Alpha speeding ahead, but then the Ferrari takes off down the highway. Fortunately for us, the driver can't drive very well, so when the car up front suddenly changes into his lane, he hits the brakes and loses control, swerving to the right, but overcompensates and introduces his brand new car to the wall. Fast and Furious 8, anyone?
Dude crashes McLaren P1 less than 24 hours after buying it. This is the McLaren P1. Its twin 903 horsepower turbocharged V8 engine makes it one of the world's most exciting supercars. It can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. Now see what happened when this beautiful machine was picked up by a 27-year-old man in Dallas. On Wednesday morning, less than a day after getting the keys, he crashed his P1 while traveling on McKinnon Street. He reportedly lost control of the car and slammed into a roadside guardrail. It'll cost a lot to repair this mess. Fortunately, thanks to the McLaren P1's carbon fiber monocoque, the cabin protected the driver and his 24-year-old passenger. They suffered minor injuries and were both sent to Parkland Hospital. Perhaps this dude should have spent some of his money on driving lessons before shelling out for an exotic car that doesn't know how to drive.
BMX rider in hot water after riding over a Lamborghini. Oh no, you didn't. In Portland, Oregon, a BMX rider jumped a shiny orange Lamborghini just outside Jake's famous crawfish. The rider, Josh Navarro, is now in hot water as the incident is being investigated by the police. This stunning Lamborghini is owned by Kelly Howard, a frequent patron of Jake's. A restaurant manager and many others witnessed Navarro jump over the car and bolt through the streets, disappearing within seconds. The Lambo needed some minor repairs. Hey Josh, that may have just been kicks for you, but do you know how much one of these costs? Ever heard of respecting other people's property? Josh Navarro boldly publicized his stunt on Instagram and received both praise and criticism. Navarro's YouTube page also contains a few videos where he recklessly rides his BMX in inappropriate places. So is this yay or nay? Leave your comments below.
Rich boy races Lamborghini, crashes and kills pedestrian. Police arrested Wei-Young Lautner, age 24, after he crashed and killed a pedestrian while racing his brand new Lamborghini. Lautner's parents had just gifted him a Lamborghini the day before, and Lautner decided to go street racing with a friend who owned a Ferrari. Lautner lost control of the vehicle and crashed into 51-year-old Kuswanto as he was walking home. The Lamborghini crushed the pedestrian into a tree where he died instantly. 2 others were also injured in the crash. Lautner only sustained minor injuries in the crash, and police are still searching for his friend who fled the scene.
Horrific car crash. Hot-headed teenagers play Fast and Furious with disastrous results. Beijing, China. A day before the movie The Fast and the Furious 7 opened in China, a green Lamborghini and a red Ferrari crashed violently in a Beijing underpass. The movie The Fast and the Furious 7 was a huge hit in China after the night of the crash. The brash drivers of the 2 luxury cars were not identified, though local news suggests that one of the drivers is merely a student. Surprisingly, nobody got hurt. The police were alerted prior to the crash when pedestrians and residents complained of the racing and revving sounds. Unfortunately, the police responded too late. One wonders whether the movie was a direct influence or simply a bored, rich kid bragging stunt. The incident sparked heated debate on the Chinese internet, with a vast number of comments blaming corrupt officials and their spoiled offspring. So what do you think? Leave comments below.
Man dead after Lamborghini crashes at Disney World attraction. The passenger in a Lamborghini sports car died when the vehicle crashed into a guardrail at a Disney World racing attraction over the weekend. A man and his 36-year-old passenger were driving a Lamborghini at the Walt Disney World Speedway on Sunday afternoon. An officer from the Florida Highway Patrol said that as the car raced around the attraction's Exotics course, the driver failed to maneuver the vehicle. And as the car's driver lost control of the vehicle, the Lamborghini crashed into a guardrail at the side of the track. The passenger was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver was taken to Celebration Hospital for treatment for minor injuries, and an investigation into the crash is underway.
Watch this car back into a $300,000 Ferrari.
That's a big problem over here. 458 Speciale. German wants to take over Italy. Are you serious? Come on, man. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Nobody was hurt.
Taiwanese authorities publicly destroy Lamborghini because it didn't have a legitimate license plate. Car enthusiasts around the world are weeping after watching this beautiful, expensive Lamborghini Murcielago get turned into a useless pile of scrap metal. The owner illegally imported the supercar and affixed a license plate from a different car to make it seem legit. While out test driving his baby back in 2013, the unfortunate man was stopped at a routine checkpoint. Cops discovered the license plate on the Lambo was for a Ford sedan and impounded the vehicle straight away. The owner has been filing appeal after appeal since 2014 to get the car released, but no dice. A friend of the owner's tried to help save the Lambo on the day of its demolition, but Taiwanese authorities went ahead and destroyed the Murcielago anyway. Unlike the Fighting Bull it was named after, which survived 24 stabbings, this car didn't make it out alive. A Lamborghini Murcielago has a base price of around $315,000, plus an import tariff in Taiwan of 60 to 70% of its estimated value. Scrapped, it's worth around $250 in Taiwan. The owner most likely did not obtain proper registration for the car, because this kind of Lamborghini wouldn't pass inspection in Taiwan, due to its emissions and noise. The now scrapped Lambo wasn't sold by Lamborghini Taiwan, but rather was likely imported privately or by an unaffiliated dealer. Sorry, dude.
Luxury car explodes into flames while owner looks on. Luxury car explodes into flames in China. In Zhejiang, China, located along China's east coast, a man named Mr. Wu parked his car on the street and went into a restaurant for a meal with his friends. During the meal, a commotion outside drew everyone's attention. Mr. Wu was horrified to see his Bentley sports car engulfed in flames. The fire was so large there was little anyone could do besides watch the very expensive car go up in smoke. Mr. Wu said that he had purchased the car just 2 years ago. The 2-year warranty on the Bentley had just ended the day before. Mr. Wu paid $750,000 for the sports car, but he must have had some deep pockets because he doesn't seem overly concerned that his car burst into flames. Mr. Wu said it was time he upgraded his car anyway. Drunk idiot crashes a Lamborghini, blames girlfriend for the crash. Police were called to the scene where a yellow Lamborghini crashed into the cement divider on the highway after the driver lost control. It was all caught on the dash cam of another lucky driver who managed to avoid being smashed into by the sports car. Mr. Lin, age 23, was the owner of the Lamborghini Gallardo and initially told police his girlfriend, Ms. Zhang, age 18, had been driving the vehicle. Mr. Lin confessed he'd been drinking and had asked his girlfriend to drive instead. He said she'd probably lost control of the car because she wasn't used to driving it and it had been raining all day. Later, when police interviewed Ms. Zhang at the hospital, she denied that she'd been driving the car. She said Mr. Lin had been driving the car, despite the fact that he had been drinking. Wow, way to own up to your mistakes, dude. Children in China allowed to bounce on a Porsche.
Porsche supercar loses control and crashes into crowd in Malta. 26 people were injured on Sunday after a Porsche supercar lost control at a motor show in Malta and crashed into the crowd. Malta Today reports that the car was owned by a British telecommunications millionaire, Paul Bailey, who was at the wheel at the time of the accident. A witness said the car was speeding down the taxiway when a back wheel went onto the grass. Bailey lost control of the vehicle and crashed into the barriers on the opposite side of the road where people were watching the show. Some victims suffered head injuries, multiple fractures, and abdominal injuries. Bailey, who is in stable condition, is among 14 people who are still in hospital. 5 of them are reportedly in critical condition.